conversations with some of the greatest spiritual teachers, luminaries, and healers of today's world. Usher in New Earth by living in your sacred heart. Quantum Conversations is brought to you by acoustichealth.com, home of music from the universe, online healing retreats, and this program. Claim your free registration to daily shows at acoustichealth.com. acoustichealth.com, your portal to the inner realms. Our program starts shortly. Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. And in today's episode, we are talking about divine consciousness and skincare, high frequencies of gold and ORMUS and Scalar Energy that actually activates our DNA and helps us as we make our journey onto New Earth. My guest today is here to share her story. This is a fascinating story of light and a fine example of how following your heart, following the threads of joy brings you to beautiful New Earth creations. Jules Arnes is here with us today, and I'm so pleased to introduce her to our beloved community. Hello, Jules. Welcome to the show.
Hello, and it's so nice to be here. I'm really excited.
Yes, it's beautiful to have you here. We're going to talk about the incredible story of beings that came to you. So I'm going to let you do that because you have created this beautiful product. We're going to talk about it. There's a ritual to using it, and we're going to talk about that too, but it's high frequency, and there's incredible benefits to have with that. So before we get there, let's first check in with you. You received a visitation from Dolores Cannon in your kitchen. And so that's just a little part of your story, but you are in contact with the Council of Light as well. So please share your story with us.
So first of all, I'll just kind of explain, because I know a lot of people have, their own Council of Light. And so the Council of Light, I call it a council because there's 11 states of consciousness, and they kind of move in and out of different colors of light, and they give me guidance, they give me downloads, and they really push me on the path. And I actually will go into council. And so the QHHT was kind of when I got more direct communication, because I could go into that really, that state of consciousness right before you fall asleep. And it was as if I was sitting at a council, and they would give me information. They would tell me to go do things, and I would just go do them. I didn't really know what I was doing it for. I just knew that I was supposed to do it. And over a period of time, really it brought me to where we are today, and it's still going on. I'm still being told different things to be doing around, and you think like skincare, but it's actually the perfect delivery system for frequency, because it's something you do twice a day. And in order for your body to hold on to a frequency, you need to have it introduced to your energy system every 12 hours. So I don't know, where should I start? So again, back to the Council of Light. They, when I see them, so I have what I call the God particle, and the direction that they give me is all about re-entering that state of consciousness, or the state of divine consciousness, unity consciousness. And they kind of just like hang out right outside this particle that I call the God particle, or the first particle of existence. And so everything about the frequencies that go into the skincare are about achieving this state of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, beautiful. So, all right. You received a bunch of downloads as well, and you followed the threads on your pathway. So let's talk a little bit about this. We can talk more about the God particle, but the high frequencies that you put into your skincare, I mean, it includes Scalar Energy and ORMUS.
Yeah, so how it all started is one of the first sessions of QHHT that I did, and when Dolores came into my kitchen, she was like, "You need to take my class." And as soon as she was there, she was gone, and I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what kind of class it was. And anyway, so I found out, and I found out it was quantum healing hypnosis technique, and I was like, okay, none of this stuff I'm interested in. I'm not interested in hypnosis. I am not interested in past lives. Like, I've actually never been in the human body before, so I have no connection to past lives. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it, because otherwise, I'm not following the breadcrumbs. So I took the class, and it ended up being the most powerful thing I've ever done. And I use it all the time to receive information and downloads. But one of the first things in one of the first sessions that I did is that I was supposed to find the numerology of the word wisdom. And so I did. I broke it down. I put the numbers together, and I actually had a friend come over, and I had her look at it, and I was like, "Do you know what this is?" And she says, "It's the chemistry equation for dead sea salt." And I was like, "Okay, that's very interesting. What am I supposed to do with that?" So I actually got some and started putting it around my house and taking baths with it. And it wasn't until maybe a couple months later, I had a friend come over, and she started talking about ORMUS. And I had heard of ORMUS. I'd actually heard of it. It was called monoatomic gold, and I found out it was the same thing. And one of the ways that you could abstract the gold was from dead sea salt. So I knew then that I was supposed to start doing the alchemy of making ORMUS, and I did. And that just kind of brought me into the scalar energy, actually, because after some time I started ingesting it, and I would go to bed and meet my high self in my dreams, and I was teaching myself how to build some sort of structure. I wasn't really sure what it was. So this happened over maybe 7 nights, and at the end of the 7 nights I had the structure that I was supposed to build. And so I built it, and I later found out it was a scalar energy device.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay, so, all right, okay. Go ahead, because I've got other questions. Like you said that you've never been in a human body before, but we can talk more about that too. So I want you to go with your story though.
Okay, so the next thing I did is that I took the ORMUS Elements, and I would download frequencies through the scalar energy device. And so at first, because I am a healer, I've been a healer for about 23 years, and so I would take people's pictures and whatever. So I had the first person I worked with, he had like a kidney disease, and I would put his picture with the picture of healthy kidney cells, put it into the scalar device, and download the frequencies into the ORMUS, and then I would have him take the ORMUS, and it would change. He healed from it. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's something to this. So I started kind of reaching out to different people, and I was like, if I can heal people with these frequencies, what else can I do with it? And that's really when I started going into developing a cream because I was doing some more like massage work on some of my clients, and so I started using the cream, and I actually healed. One of my clients had varicose veins she was going to have the surgery on, and within 3 days, her veins were completely healed. So I just knew that there was something to it, and then it just kind of went to that to actually sent some of the cream to my soon-to-be ex-husband, who is still an amazing man, and he was putting it on his face, and he was like, "Oh, this face cream you made is amazing. My wrinkles are going away." And I'm like, "You're not supposed to put it on your face. It's supposed to go on your sore muscles." And he was like, "Well, I think you need to make a face cream because all my wrinkles are gone, and I've been using it for a week."
And everyone wants to get rid of wrinkles, right? Okay.
Right.
Very cool. Okay, so continue.
So, that's kind of where it started. So I started developing the different products, and I started being more specific about the frequencies I was putting in. So each bottle has like 250 frequencies, and I started at the God particle because when I put all the frequencies within it, I can bypass karma and law, because inside the God particle there's no reason for karma and law because it's one state of existence. So I do that so that the frequencies have no interference, and then I build them on top of there. So I basically go into the DNA and I upgrade it, activate it. I do the cell restructuring. I work with the genetics, your blueprint, just everything that we can do to evolve to what I call the new human. And it's kind of like new earth, new human. Obviously the new earth is going to be a higher state of what we are now.
Well, it's fascinating. Let's talk a little bit about so hypnosis. We know that is really a great tool to get into the unified field, the higher mind, to connect with the higher self. And you mentioned that this modality that you use with Dolores Cannon, you use it to get downloads now. So was that part of the process here as you developed this? I guess my question really is, where do you come from? Were you able to uncover these skills that you had in a past life? Is that how? And then, of course, the Council of Light assisted you. But I think that's a real fascinating story of how you downloaded this information.
Right. So when the first time I ever did QHHT, I actually did it before I finished the class, and I just wanted to see what it was like. And in that session, I knew that I had never been in a physical body before. Like every past life I would go back into, I was still the same exact state of consciousness. And there was actually a time where I was on the earth before there was any life, and my job was just to raise the frequency of the earth, and that was all I was supposed to do. Well, we actually failed, and that was the last time I'd been on earth since now, though I wasn't in a human body. So I can actually remember when I broke off from what I keep calling the God particle, and I was in that state of divine consciousness. And when I broke off, I was still in that state of consciousness, except for I knew that I was separate, I guess you could say, though I didn't feel like I was separate. And so it's from that place that I first started developing the DNA. Like I can actually remember being this state of consciousness and putting frequencies, like it wasn't like a thought, it was a frequency, into a pyramid. And then I would take the pyramid and I would just let it go. And I didn't get to know where it went. I didn't care where it went. I just knew that I was supposed to develop these codes that were going inside the DNA. And so when I ask for downloads, that's where I ask them to come from, is myself in that state of consciousness.
That is so wonderful. Okay. I love it. I really love it. And so because you remember that, it helps the rest of us remember it as well. And I just want to say welcome to Earth. Thank you. So you're here to raise the frequency. And this product that you've created, it is a great way to deliver these frequencies because, as we know, the skin is the largest organ. So I love how you followed the thread, as you say that you did, following the threads. Okay, so 250 frequencies.
Yeah, I mean, well, it has, I go into, a lot of physical things too. So I basically go into every chakra and I balance the hormones, the organs, everything that is connected to that chakra. So you're getting a full body balance as well as, bringing in these frequencies to help kind of what I would call upgrade your state of consciousness, which is really what ORMUS is all about. I mean, having, you saying the skin is you're absorbing these elements into your bloodstream. And that's actually one of the reasons I use gold, because nano gold penetrates to the basal level of your skin. So it's really getting the ORMUS to a place where it's easily absorbed. And then and for just cosmetic reasons, you're bringing all of these great ingredients to the basal level. So you're working from the inside out instead of just having it be on the outside of your skin.
Beautiful. Well, you yourself, my dear, are beautiful. And we have a question coming in. I wonder if you would consider yourself a millennial. Would you say you're a millennial? I don't want to ask a woman her age, but some are asking, what is your age, dear one?
I will be 46 on the 14th of March.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I think you're just on the cusp of a millennial, or not even. So forgive me, but I was just curious too. Well, it's not that it's important, but I just love, here is this example of a new earth product, and I love it. And so I just am bowing to you because this is just a beautiful example of it. And so maybe someday we will see this out there on a huge scale, because I know you're just starting. And when we see our world change with new products come about, I just want to see it get out there huge and big time. So beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you said that in your bio you say that you were once a star. And you remember this about yourself. I mean, my goodness, breaking off from the God particle, you remember that. And you remember your role as holding a high frequency for our planet. And I know many of us can feel our role in that as well. But isn't it interesting that gold is such a powerful high frequency mineral or metal. So let's talk a little bit about gold.
Right. So I always think it's like the highest frequency of one of our elements, but it's really interesting because I just was told this not that long ago, that gold is actually not created from the earth. It's created from the stars. It's hydrogen. It's two stars colliding together, and that's actually how gold is made. So, you always think about the alchemy of gold and how people are trying to make gold. Well, you can't make it because it's not made from anything on the earth. And that just, I think, is the coolest thing. And we talk about high frequency.
It is very high frequency. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this product, because you've developed the skincare line for faces. But there's more to it. There's really a ritual, and this is almost like we're invoking something special. We're making a deep connection to our higher self and this divine consciousness 2 times a day as much as we use this skincare line.
Right. So the products I developed that are on the on your site there, they're the Ascension Gateway Products. So the frequencies that I put in them are all about moving to the next level and to move to the next level consciously. So they each have their own I am statement, and they each have, there's like almost like a ritual that you do with them. So there's an elixir that is made of gold and ormus that you can take it internally, though I don't say that. It's always everybody's own judgment call, but you can just put that on your wrist, and so you're absorbing the ORMUS elements that way. And so by doing it morning and night, and you're stating an intention, your I am statement, it really does become almost like this ritual of like a practice of being mindful. And it's in that mindfulness that we can really step outside of ourselves to become the observer of these things that, are initially holding us back and bringing them fully into the light, it can be such a powerful experience. I actually did kind of like a group of people just to see how powerful, doing this kind of ritual. And there's a little workshop that we did together, and I had some of them calling me saying it was the most powerful thing they've ever experienced in their lives. It changed them completely. And that is exactly what I want this to be about.
Yes, beautiful. And we'll talk more about that because you're going to do those workshops. That's actually part of the protocol for using these products, these beautiful products. I do want to say, like the Ascension Activator Third Eye Oil, I love the smell of it. So it's really good quality as well. So what about when you work with the Scalar Energy as well? Here's this machine that, I don't know if we can call it a machine, but it's a structure. And is it made of copper? Can you describe what that's made of?
Oh no, absolutely. So I actually, I have even built it actually a little bit different than the first initial way that I was taught. Now I do use copper and a lot of sacred geometry and stones, shungite, just some different stuff. But I actually kind of researched, and I did buy a machine that I can tell it what frequency I want it to put out, and it will, so I have it kind of connected to the one that I built, and so it runs through that, and then it goes into the Scalar. So it's kind of using both of them together, and I did that just because I could get as specific as I wanted, and I could add as many frequencies as I wanted without it taking days to do it.
High frequencies in skincare lotion. I love it. And what I also love is that, this is a new product. And because it's a product, did you have to get FDA approval and all that good stuff, or maybe not?
With skincare, there is no FDA approval. Which is really good for people to know, because you can be putting chemicals on your skin that are not good for you. I mean, they're finding some of these chemicals out there causing birth defects, and, so our cosmetic company is not regulated. And that's another reason I just have a lot of passion about what ingredients I put in, because whatever I can make organic, it's organic. And so that, like, my oils and butters, I use organic. Obviously I can't have organic ormus and organic gold, but I do it as pure as I can.
Yes, we love that. Okay. Well, all right. So this also will activate our DNA, right? This is affecting, if we're affecting our vibration this way, That's why you call it this Ascension Gateway, because this is achieving us in raising the frequency of the physical body.
Exactly. Yeah, it's I call it like 'cause some of the elements of the frequencies that go in are really feeding, that light body and also assisting our physical body of letting go of density. It's a process to go through this ascension. So I really try to put the support of kind of both parts of that, and then just really working with also just kind of the epigenetics and letting go of just the consciousness of, how we've been taught that we're supposed to age. Like I say, aging is a disease of consciousness. It's letting go of our life force energy in places. And the more conscious we become, I feel that not that we're going to live forever, but that we can stay in the state of consciousness as though we are. I guess really what that means is that we live more in the now.
Yes, and so what a beautiful ritual. This is a beautiful tool to create that ritual, to be conscious, right? Sometimes, I guess, as we all get older, when we look in the mirror, we can kind of get maybe bummed out. But this is doing the opposite. This is reminding us that we can call back our divine consciousness. And so that's what I love about this as well, is that ability to use this ritual with the I am statements that keep us in the present and keep us empowered and positive. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. And then the other great thing about the ORMUS is that ORMUS has its own intelligence. It's been proven or studied. I don't know if it's been proven, but it's been studied that it's helping repair the DNA. And so I will put it on my face and I'll say the lines on my eyes are perfect and smooth. I'll tell it what I want it to do as I'm putting it on my face.
Okay, that is beautiful. Because I have a set. Thank you very much. And that is powerful. Great. All right, so tell us about the workshops that you do and how that actually bolsters what's going on here with these products.
Great. So one of the workshops is I will do remote transmissions. So you'll get a transmission from the Council of Light, which I get all of my downloads, and they're extremely powerful. And then also I do a transmission through the Scalar device. So if this is the Enlightenment package. So if that is a package that you would choose, you would actually either email or text me a picture, and you go in to the Scalar device and get whatever downloads are, I don't always know what they're going to be, but whatever downloads are going to be for that week to come in. And it's a really powerful experience to be in that high frequency. So really you'll be in the Scalar device for 4 weeks at a time, and there'll be 4 different downloads of frequencies each week. So that one isn't necessarily a workshop, but it's a very high frequency thing to go through. And then the resurrection package is each week it's really developed around identifying those programs where we lose our life force energy or we disconnect from just that heart-centeredness. And so it's really kind of just bringing those to the surface and having different ways of working with them so that we can be more empowered. I won't go into the specifics of it, but it's really about just like raising consciousness and doing it through kind of a step-by-step program.
Yes, it's almost like alchemy of consciousness, because we're getting rid of those sabotaging programs or programs of worthlessness and lack, right? So we are using, I love it that ORMUS has its own intelligence. It's conscious. It's got a consciousness. And so you're directing it. And scalar energy is the same as well. So I really love how you've created not only skincare products that we can use. We'll go over each of these individually, but then the scalar treatments as well, because that's having great results with many people who use it in other ways. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's amazing. And having the elixir and that oil, and I'll just share, this is one thing that I just recently started doing with the oil that I've been passing on because it's so powerful, is I've been drawing the Star of David, so a pyramid or a triangle over a triangle, over anywhere on my body that I feel pain. And that can be emotional pain or physical pain. And then I push it, so I draw it with the oil, and then I push it into my bloodstream. And there's something about it that is so powerful that I'm like, everybody needs to be doing this.
Okay. All right. So let's go over would that be the third eye oil?
Yes.
The little oil?
Ascension activator.
The Ascension activator. And so basically you're drawing a Merkaba. So you're using sacred geometry. And you said that you're pushing it into the skin. Is that just through the absorption? Yeah,
and it's more of just the action of drawing it, and then I push it in, and there's something about it that it holds the intelligence of evolution. It's like a life-giving force. So basically, in that place that I'm feeling pain, I'm asking that life force energy enter that. And then it has the intelligence to do what it needs to do. So it's more of just the act of having that enter my body, I guess. I actually am not really sure what it's doing. I just know that it's working.
Well, it's sacred geometry and it's intention, and then it's this physical, very powerful oil. Okay, I love that. Yeah. So then that's the oil, the activator oil, and then this elixir. How do we use the elixir?
So the elixir is the one, so you come up, and this is part of, the whole program if you choose to do one of the programs. But, anytime we state an intention that's higher than we are, so a higher frequency of what we're existing in right now, everything that's in the way of getting to that frequency is going to come up. And so that's really what the elixir is about. It's about stating an intention that is beyond where you are now, and so you're using the intelligence of the ORMUS, and then it also holds all those other frequencies. It has the DNA activation. It has it's assisting with the brain chemistry and moving to the higher brain, so that you're able to really move to that higher frequency super consciously, and continue to let go of those lower frequencies that hold us back.
Yes, and so, my goodness, that might require some of us to hold on to our hat. Because if these things are going to come up, oh my goodness, be very aware. And I guess the awareness of those old programs coming up becomes heightened, right? So that we cannot react to them in such a way. So how much would you take? And, is it just like a dropper here, or would you put it in water? Or under the tongue?
You can put it under the tongue, just like 2 drops in the morning, 2 drops at night, or 2 drops on your pulse points, like on your wrist, and just rub them in, and then state your intention. And everything you just said is exactly why I wanted to do the workshop, so that people can process and move through the things that they're letting go of in, a really safe and nurturing environment.
Yes, because, when we see this stuff come up, it's like when, I liken this to like crystals. Crystals are another tool. But this is something where with the intention and the power of ORMUS, the monoatomic gold, the intelligence of this elixir to bring our awareness, bring it up. My goodness, yeah, let it go. Having support to do that is very helpful. And I love these tools. I really do. When we see ourselves in some not so becoming behavior as these programs come up, that's where it's really good to have that group support and bounce off some of these ideas, right? And so when others, as you watch others from the workshops that you've done, what has that been like? You said that it's very transformational. Are they just being able to release some of these lower density programs?
Yeah, and I think that, when you're going through it, it seems so intense and stuff like that, but then when you can share it with a group and you hear, other people are having similar experiences, there's something about that bond that kind of lightens it up, but I think it also just helps it just kind of transcend to a higher frequency. And so it's super powerful, but it doesn't have to be horrible. It doesn't have to be like this, oh my gosh, I can't handle this. There's so much joy in sharing it with the group and having, watching everyone just really move past these huge things it just makes it easier. I'm not really sure. I believe that we don't have to suffer in order to raise in frequency. And those are a lot of the tools that I teach is, really becoming the observer and what that means to be the observer and how you can still feel everything that you're feeling, but still be the observer. And, so there's just this place of, that you don't, I say it like this, as you don't have to live in the movie, you get to watch the movie. And so when you're in the movie, you don't know that you're an actor in the movie, but when you're watching it, you do. And that's the biggest part of it that can be so powerful.
Absolutely. So these tools, we know of the tools that are out there. Aromatherapy, that's powerful as well. And so I just love this. I really love these tools. This is unique because here it is. These are, there's other products that we've seen on the market and tools that have these higher frequencies. And my point is that I love it because these are high frequency products. And that to me is New Earth. And the fact that you got this information from your higher self, from this knowledge and this wisdom that you held within you, that you've carried with you from other planets in our galaxy, in our universe. Oh my goodness. I love it. It's just so fascinating. Okay. We have a little meditation as well, but I wanted to let you talk about the other two products in your line because these are more common. You have your toner and then a serum. Okay. So talk about those.
So the serum, I kind of picked two products so you can add this into whatever skincare routine you're already doing. So the serum has a ton of gold in it. It's super youthening. It just makes your skin just feel silky, and then it has all of these frequencies that we're talking about. Each of these products has the Ascension Gateway frequencies in them. So it's all about raising your vibration, and then it has its own I am statement on it. And then the toner, of course, is, I put one in a little tiny spray bottle, and I keep it in my car, and I have them all over the place because they actually cleanse your aura. So I'll spray it on my face kind of throughout the day, but I'll also just kind of spray my aura, and it just kind of uplifts me. It just brings back some life force energy. And then, of course, it has the ORMUS in it, so it has its I am statement. And so, like I said, I use it in my room sometimes. I'm an energy healer, so that's how I cleanse my room afterwards is I spray the toner.
Beautiful. Okay, so it's more than your ordinary toner on many levels.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay.
Oh, I mean, you're basically
aura.
putting like pure gold and ORMUS on, like that's what you're setting the tone of every product you put on after that. So you're setting the tone of, even if you just put your normal moisturizer on it, you're absorbing those frequencies and that ORMUS and that gold. So it's just going to intensify how awesome your moisturizer already is.
Yes, great. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the best way to state the intentions and to work with those I am statements. But first, let's go into a meditation. You've got something that's going to prepare our brain for higher consciousness. And also what I love about this is, even though you've got a physical product in your room, in your space, you can be a surrogate, and that can affect all of us that go into this meditation, even those who listen to the recording. So that's powerful. So take us into a beautiful experience here. It'll be just a few minutes, but that would be wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, so this is a download that I received over the summer, and I put it into words. So it's a meditation activation. So excited to share this with you, and this is the frequency that is held in these products, and just let these words fill you with empowerment, just ready to fulfill your mission as we enter the new earth. The double gateway, a bridge of consciousness. The light codes of the divine are in your DNA. It is limitless and eternal. The link between the gaps of the void. The void is not filled, but brought together by a gridwork of time, an eternal energy of intelligence. Each light code holds a different time zone or reference of time, so that the different frequencies can integrate first in the mind of the human and then expand into what we are becoming. It is rebuilding cosmic law until cosmic law no longer exists. There are keys of light that download a universal intelligence into the DNA, creating the vehicle that will send not only the way showers and the light workers, but the grid work of the earth itself. These keys have absorbed into the earth in a geometric pattern, holding the divine plan. The lines of light are shifting multidimensionally, allowing a broadcast of knowledge to stream into your mind to give you the ability to gap together time in a single moment. Today, the bridge between two gateways is fully connected. You can see it as connecting the two hemispheres of the brain. Time as you know it is breaking down and being filled with the divine intelligence. You are a blueprint of Divinity Codes, building in frequency, assisting the ascension of the earth. The earth itself is the vehicle. The blueprint will activate, and when time bends, it spreads out across the universe. You will take flight, bringing the earth itself into the gateway of divinity. We praise the light of the divine. Walk within the matrix of the light codes and activate the ley lines of eternity. The gateway has merged. Now it is time to collapse time and move beyond cosmic law. Today we ask to absorb the light codes of our divine. and allow the bridge to merge. We absorb the vibration of the new earth frequencies and consciously absorb the Divinity Codes as we activate and upgrade our DNA to our highest potential as we step into our high self. We walk with purpose, knowledge, wisdom, and power. Thank you. I love you. It is done.
Thank you. It is done. So be it. That feels so beautiful. Yes, we walk with purpose and we are empowered. Okay. Oh, lovely, lovely. All right. Well, I would love to talk about the intentions, how we set the intentions when we're working with these products. So, is it more than just keeping it positive? Do you have a particular style, or what would you say works best?
So, the way I have it set up is, for the elixir, you get to state your own intention. So I always have people, really sit with that for at least a couple days, because it's going to be the intention that you have through the whole 4 weeks. And so that one is the only one that, and you can add your own intention to any of the products, but I do have kind of the I am statements on the other 3. So, like, for example, the I am statement with the third eye oil, there's a whole ritual that you can do where you actually place the oil on the different chakras. And then I'll share the I am statement with that one is, I am reprogramming my DNA, activating and accelerating the highest evolution of humanity and beyond. So they're all just about, really telling your DNA, like, I'm ready, like, let's do this. And when you're doing it twice a day, every day for 4 weeks, you're going to get some results.
Yes. I love it. Okay. And the oil, it looks like there's gold in it.
Yes. So there's gold, there's actual gold dust, and then there's actual nano gold too. So the nano gold is there to just really absorb it, so that you're, like I said, you're absorbing it to the basal level, so you're fully absorbing the nutrients of the oil, and there's ORMUS in the oil, so you're absorbing the intelligence and the benefits of, because ORMUS actually has some great physical benefits to it.
Yes, and it really is the alchemy of consciousness, really. Right? Isn't that cool? Great. All right. Well, if any of our community has questions about this, we would love to answer them. What I love is Tina is writing in saying, love, love, love this. Sounds like great products. Listening to this makes me believe that Jules' products may be just the beginning of what can and will be created. Absolutely. Isn't that beautiful? And so I know, I love it. When we move into New Earth, as it evolves, and we each work from the heart and create from the heart like you did, and follow the internal guidance like you did, then these products get out there, and eventually they will overtake some of the ones that are not so perfect, but more importantly, we the people will gravitate to those that make much more sense to us. So I love it. I think that's beautiful. How can someone use these, either the oil and the elixir and the cream and the workshops and any, to improve something in their life? For example, assistance in co-creating finances and a career, or following the heart, right? Do you have any advice on that?
So that was actually the intention that I put with the first time I ever did the whole program. I've done it a couple times now, and it was to bring in abundance, because I think I mentioned before, I'm looking at going through a divorce, and I have, still have my 17-year-old daughter to support. And so I wanted to manifest the ability to take care of her. And, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it is magic. When you're asking for something that big, and I think there really is something about doing it, say, you're doing it in the morning, you're doing it at night, and you're doing it for 4 weeks, that creates the energy. It's almost like you're creating a blueprint of what you want to have happen, and then you're stepping into the blueprint. And so I'm not saying that it just happens magically. I mean, there's definitely some magic to it, but it's in doing that something happens in your brain where you start to recognize where you may, so we'll just stick with the abundance one, where your mind is telling you about lack, and you see it so clearly, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is something I've thought all this time, and I'm just now actually pinpointing it and bringing attention to it. And because I've done that, I now have choice of what I want to do with that. And then you can start replacing it with those higher frequency thoughts. And it's just this little intricate web of moving through your mind and finding those little programs that seem so small, but when you really bring them up and see how much control they have over your life, being able to take those and remove them is extremely powerful.
And so these are beautiful tools to assist in that process, to use the intention to move the physical body into higher frequencies, and then watch what thoughts are unraveled as we do that. I love that it can be gentle, and I love that there's support there that you offer as well. So let's run over the packages one more time before we say goodbye. So there's the one with the oil and the elixir, and then there's one with 4 products with the toner and the serum, and then there's one with the Scalar Energy treatments and the workshops. So just describe those one more time.
Right. So the first one is, it's if you're just not really interested in the skincare part. You just want the frequencies, you want the support, you want, this intelligence of the ORMUS that has all these frequencies for higher consciousness. And you can just do those morning and night. They come with the ritual, the I am statements. And like I said, with the elixir, you would have your own intention with that. And with that intention, I do suggest putting it into, like here, let's see, this is an I am statement that I did with the last time I did it. So I resonate with the keys of light, with the pyramid, as it programs my DNA through the eye of God. The hydrogen atom controls the spin, opening the gateway to my highest evolution, fusing time, space, and matter. I ask that the highest part of me and all elements to support that absorb every day. I am the new human walking upon the new earth. So that was my intention, is that I wanted the intention that I was absorbing this higher consciousness and elements to support my body moving into the new human. So that's an example of an intention.
Beautiful. I love that. I really do. It's really commanding. It's steering our consciousness. Wonderful tools to help us steer our consciousness and to be very present. And that, of course, is changing the energy field. All right. What about the other item, the other package?
Right. Okay, so the awakening and rejuvenation is, so that one has the toner and the serum as well. And I suggest this one for anyone that is looking to kind of upgrade their skincare routine. It's a great way to just be slightly introduced to what ORMUS and gold and scalar energy can do for your skin, but you're also still having a kind of added ritual. And that one I think is also great for people that maybe would forget, because you're not going to forget to do your skincare routine. So when you see the product, oh yeah, I have to do my intention and this and that. So, it takes 3 minutes to add it to, not even 2 minutes to add it to your skincare routine. And I always suggest doing before and after pictures too, because it works, and it works fast. And you don't really get that with all natural skincare products, but it's the ORMUS and the scalar energy and how everything is working together is like, I like to claim, I know for myself, I feel this is true, but you really are kind of partially reversing aging.
Isn't that great? Who doesn't want to do that? And we're doing it consciously with the intentions and with this ORMUS and gold. I mean, this is proven. And so what I also love is the more this gets out there and the more that people work with it and experience it, that's going to be the proof in the pudding right there.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and then there's the enlightenment package that is the 4-week transmissions through the scalar device. So that would be the one where you send me a picture. So you're getting the third eye oil, the elixir, the 2 skincare products, and then you get the scalar downloads for 4 weeks. So that one is amazing. If anyone has not experienced what it's like to have scalar transmissions, I highly recommend it. And then the last one is the resurrection, and that one is with the workshops. So it'll be 1 workshop a week. So the first email will go out. You'll have a kind of some information and some homework to start working on for that first week, and then we have the workshop at the end of the week, so everyone has something to kind of share what they've worked on, and then we kind of continue down, or I should say up, your ascension process.
Beautiful. Wonderful support there. I love how you do that. And we invite our participants in our community to check it out. It's there at acoustichealth.com/special offers/Ascension Gateway. Jules, what a beautiful package. Again, I just commend you for following your heart, and I thank you for being here and sharing your story, because, again, it empowers all of us, and it's going to be beautiful to see the great results when they come in for you.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right. Just checking the questions here. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all. So, Jules, as we say goodbye, is there anything else that you'd like to share about this beautiful product line? You said it all. Like, I really do feel like this is skincare of the future, and that what I love about it is that it's healing. It's not treating, it's healing. It's healing the mind, body, and spirit. It's a holistic approach to, something that everybody has to do every day anyways. And so it truly is a delivery system of, these frequencies that are readily available to all of us to tap into. And this is just a really easy way to tap into it. Yes, beautiful. To steer the consciousness, a beautiful tool to use with your intentions, and to watch out as we truly decrease the density of the physical body with high frequency products like this. Thank you so much, Jules. It's been such a pleasure having you on Quantum Conversations.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if you'd like to take advantage of Jules' special offer, check that out. Workshops, you'll be in her 4-week workshop, and then also the Scalar Energy program as well. Again, that's available on the links on this webpage at acoustichealth.com. Thanks so much, Jules. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Beautiful. All right, now it is time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. Enjoy and be in bliss. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.